What's up, Cams fam? Thanks for coming back to the channel. But before I go any further, please always talk to your doctor before you make any decisions. I'm just speaking from experience and from all the facts and the things that I have. So let's dive right in. One thing it does kind of talk about right here is sudden unexplained death in epilepsy, or SUDEP. The cause of SUDEP is where death occurs suddenly for no reason and it's unknown. This is rare. Real quick, I actually have a whole book on that as well. I won't cover it in this video, but this whole book is actually full of people's stories. Like, here's Aaron right here, here's Kate, Raven, Christopher, Jane, Tyler, Christy. I mean, it goes on and on. There's actually, I don't know if anyone knows, Cameron Boyce. He was like a Disney star, I believe. He passed away, so, you know, rest in peace for everyone who's ever passed away from this. And just reading the first story here, it actually says when the doctor got to the person and he was doing the autopsy, whatever, they said, no, you cannot die from epilepsy. So they didn't believe it, and this wasn't a thing. So now that people know this is happening, I'm glad the awareness is there. So that's what it's called when someone dies from epilepsy, and it's just sudden. It's sudden, unexpected death in epilepsy. Here's some lifestyle questions and answers about epilepsy. Can a person with epilepsy work? Absolutely. Most people with epilepsy can work and have rewarding careers. Physical disabilities are protected grounds under human rights. Just throwing that out there. So if you ever feel like you are discriminated against because you have epilepsy, maybe look into it and see how you are protected and see how your work is going about it. If seizures do prevent a person from working, there are many ways to use your skills, including volunteering, developing a hobby, or pursuing an artistic talent. That's kind of like a, if you cannot work, like let's say, you know, you probably can't do construction or things where you're climbing a ladder, obviously. You know, there are limitations, but you definitely can have a very rewarding career and job when you have epilepsy. I want to say I'm a living proof of that. Can a person with epilepsy drive? Depending on where you live and how many seizures you have. Again, I'm living proof you can. If you want to see my latest video talking about that, I'll link right here or I'll put it below. If a person's seizures are uncontrolled, then driving is restricted. If epilepsy has been diagnosed, driving is generally not allowed until a person has been seizure-free for at least 6 to 12 months, and if the person is under doctor's care. Can a person with epilepsy have sexual relationship? Again, living proof you can. I have 3 boys. I just had my 3rd, Carson, Cap, right? So I have Bryson, Mason, Carson. And if you want to see the video on how Carson entered this world, click right here, or I'll link it below. In general, people with epilepsy have healthy sexual relationships consistent with the overall population. Only in rare cases does sexual activity trigger seizures. Seizure medication, however, lessens person's interest in sexual activity or affect sexual function. So like, again, it does say it's rare, and I can say I've never had a problem with that, or as you can see, I have 3 boys and I've never had a problem with it, so just throwing that out there. Can a woman with epilepsy have a baby? Most women with epilepsy have healthy babies, but there are a slightly higher risk that having epilepsy or taking seizure medication will affect the fetus. If a woman with epilepsy is planning to take or is taking birth control pills, is planning to become pregnant or is pregnant, it is essential that she discuss these issues with her doctor so that as best possible medical care is established. I mean, that's a given, I feel like. Can a person with epilepsy drink alcohol? I say no right away because all my pills just say like, it's just gonna counteract my medication, so why take my medication and drink? The actual answer says, while excessive use of alcohol can trigger seizures, modest occasional alcohol consumption does not seem to increase seizure activity in individuals who are not alcoholics or who are not sensitive to alcohol. Alcohol use can, however, lower your seizure level. It's very long. And I have heard that. So as soon as I heard that, I stopped drinking alcohol cold turkey even occasionally. So I don't drink at all, and I haven't drank since knowing I have epilepsy. So maintaining a safe environment. There's increased risk of injury in people with epilepsy. If seizures are uncontrolled, then a person is at greater risk. So if you are one to have a lot of seizures throughout the day, then here's a few things you should, like safety tips, if you will. You should avoid open flames, stoves, irons, and smoking, as there is increased risk of fire or burns if a seizure occurs, like if you fall. Kind of like earlier I said, you probably shouldn't be on the ladder, right? You should use a microwave oven instead of a stove. You should put padding on edges of tables and other furniture. You should have carpeted floor instead of like a thick overlay or even wood floors, to be honest. You should take showers rather than baths, because I mean, you don't want to drown. Standing back from roads or the edge of platforms while traveling by bus or subway. Here's like a list of activities to include if you have epilepsy: tennis, volleyball, track and field, jogging, cross country, skiing, basketball, all day, hiking, baseball, and golfing. Here's some that actually pose a risk just due to the head injury that come with these sports: hockey, soccer, karate, football, and boxing. And then these are some activities that are considered dangerous: scuba diving, rock climbing, and parachuting. I mean, I feel like these are all a given. So here are some side effects that are most common with the drugs that you take when you have epilepsy: drowsiness, loss of coordination, fatigue, headaches, decreased appetite, nausea, drooling, tremors, weight gain or loss. Wish I had the loss part. Just kidding. Double or blurred vision, dizziness, impaired attention or memory, overgrowth of the gums, and then hair loss or excessive hair growth. I think I'm more on the hair loss side, to be completely honest. Again, not all of these are the same and everyone is completely different.